and today's story is called The Angry Bee. In a beautiful meadow, up in a tall tree, there lived a colony of bees. When the bees were flying together, sometimes they would accidentally run into each other. "I'm sorry," the bee would say. "That's okay, I forgive you," the other bee would say, and the bees would keep flying together. They went on flower hunts together. They had bee races together. They worked together. And they flew high in the sky together. But one day, something different happened. Two bees crashed into each other. "I'm sorry," said the first bee. But the second bee got very angry. "It's not okay. You got in my way, and I am angry with you," the bee said. "I'm not flying with you anymore," said the bee, and the angry bee flew away. The angry bee landed on a leaf and waited for the other bee to feel really bad. "I'll show you. I'm going to sit here all day." Now it was time to go on a flower hunt, and all the bees went looking for flowers together. But not the angry bee. He sat on a leaf being angry. "I'll show that bee. I'm going to sit here all day." But now it was time for a bee race, and all the bees loved to race to see who was the fastest bee of them all. They flew as fast as they could, and they had a lot of fun racing. But not the angry bee. He sat on a leaf, being angry. "I'll show that bee. I'm going to sit here all day." And now it was time for the bees to make honey. All the bees worked really hard together, and they made honey. But you guessed it, not the angry bee. He sat on a leaf, being angry. "I'll show that bee. I'm going to sit here all day." But now it was time for the bees to fly high in the sky. They loved flying high together to see how high they could go, and they flew up into the clouds. But not the angry bee. He still sat on that leaf, being angry. "I'll show that bee. I'm going to sit here all day." But being angry wasn't working. All the other bees were still happy. This made the bee even more angry. The other bees went over to the angry bee to ask if he can come fly with them. "No," said the bee, "I'm still mad at him." "Okay, we'll see you later then," they said. When the bees flew away this time, the angry bee felt a little sad. He missed flying with the other bees, and he wanted to go on flower hunts again and to make honey with them. "Should I keep being angry?" the bee said. "It's not helping me at all, and if I stop being angry, then I can do all my favorite things again. All I have to do is forgive." He thought about it, and then he thought about it some more, and then he flew off to join his friends. The end.